It's the 88th episode of the Elite Cosplay Podcast. I'm Holly.
And I'm Kevin.
And we have Laura again.
Hello.
Hey, Jinx Cosplay. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was spent recovering from AX mostly.
Oh, I know. AX was on such weird days, like coming back to the real world in the middle of the week was so odd.
Oh, I know.
It was like, oh, it's already Friday. Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about AX, because this was your first ever anime expo, and I want to hear from a noob's point of view.
A first timer.
Noobs. I don't know.
It was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but I ended up really enjoying the programming, and I made a good call on not bringing any too difficult to wear cosplays.
Yeah.
I enjoyed being able to walk around and be really mobile, and for the most part be relatively comfortable in the weather.
Yeah, your Persona 5 outfit was like perfect for LA.
Oh yeah. Although it was kind of weird going out to dinner in it after. But...
I know, but everybody liked it.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of Persona cosplay, and there was a lot of love for Persona this year, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it just came out though, right? Like a couple months ago.
The game came out, I want to say, in April in the US.
Okay, yeah. So it was very fresh with people.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw someone walking around as like the menu screen or something. Is that what that was?
Oh, the battle menu. We posed with that. We saw them and we posed with them. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so that's good to hear, because I was worried. I mean, I know you had some to-do things on your list, but I was like, I hope she likes it. I talk it up a lot, so.
I actually didn't have too much on my to-do list. I kind of just let the people that I was with, they all had their schedule set, and I kind of just was like, so what are you up to? Okay, that sounds cool. I'll go with you. So it ended up not being too stressful, but it was a lot of fun, and I got to see most of what I wanted to see, so that was good.
That's good, yeah. Yeah, you got to see a lot of things. Kevin and I had bad luck with that aspect, but that's okay. We're just bad at lines.
Well, it was because there were, I think, 2 different rooms during the con that they were not clearing after each panel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
I believe that's what you ran into, right, with the Overwatch panel?
Yeah, the Overwatch panel. So that makes a lot of sense. I mean, the Overwatch panel line was like ridiculous anyways, but yeah, if people weren't clearing for the thing beforehand, then everybody was just screwed.
Right, so that's what we actually ended up taking advantage of that, because all the information for Anime Expo was so hard to find.
It really is.
But we found somewhere it was showing 2 different rooms that were not going to be clearing during the convention. And so we saw that room was one of them. And so we actually sat in for the entire Attack on Titan panel that was going on before the Yuri on Ice panel. And then once that was over, we just ran up to the front, and we were in the second row for the Yuri on Ice panel.
Which was a popular panel, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was kind of like a last minute addition to AX, I think. They didn't announce it until a week before. I was not planning on bringing a Yuri on Ice cosplay, and then they announced that, and I was like, well, I'm changing my lineup again. But so they had it was the co-creators of the show, Sayo and Kubo.
That's cool.
So there was a long line outside. I feel bad for the people who ended up who didn't know that they weren't clearing the room, so they were waiting outside during the Attack on Titan panel, whereas we just sat through it. We weren't paying too much attention, but
yeah, the only thing that the Overwatch thing was our fault because we were a little naive with the timing. But the only thing that made me mad was I wish there was just we wanted to go to an 18 plus panel, and we're 10 years past 18, so we don't think about it anymore. And there was no it said 18 plus, but there should have been a star, you need a wristband for this or something. I didn't see anything like that in the information, so we had no idea that we needed a 18 plus wristband that you can only get at the convention center. And when we finally went and got one, the dude didn't even look at our IDs. He was just like, give me your arm, and gave me a a wristband.
Well, we had to walk back to the convention center and get the thing. Yes, but I mean, we were flashing our IDs to the lady at the door, and she's like, "I can't read that," and I was like, "What are you doing there? All you're looking for is this stupid wristband." And we walked, and that's when we walked
It took
back.
us like 20 minutes to get to the convention center and walk 20 minutes there and back. And then by the time we came back, they were like, "We're not taking anybody anymore." And I was like, "You guys suck."
Oh, that's so annoying.
I know. Especially when the kid at the booth like didn't even give a shit about the wristbands. I was like, I hate everything right now. And so the only, I guess, the general drama with AX was the line on day one.
Well, I think it was a little bit on day 2 as well, right?
A little bit. It was a lot better though.
Yeah, it was not a 4-hour wait.
Yeah, it was. And then as the days went on, it was like almost non-existent. But day 2 was like half, like not even half of what day 1 was. I don't even like, because you were there a little early, right? You didn't have to wait as long.
I picked up my badge on.
Oh, you picked on
negative one, so I didn't have to wait in the badge pickup line.
Yeah, but what about the con line?
Getting in, I didn't time to see how long it would take us to get in. But on day 1, we were trying to get in. My friend and I were going to go into Artist Alley right when they opened at 10, I want to say.
Yeah.
So we were trying to get in. It was like 9 or 9:30. And it took us a good while to get in, but we ended up going into a side entrance. It was total chaos at the main entrance.
Yeah.
The line made no sense. There were no like markings as to where the line was supposed to be. It was just a total like clusterfuck of people. So I don't know how they managed that, but
I guess I should explain for people who don't know what it is. So there was a line, a big line to get the ticket, which that line fluctuates every year. It's usually pretty long, so that wasn't surprising to me.
It's there every year.
It's there every year, and a lot of people will get their stuff on day 0, so like day 1's typically not as bad, but it was bad this year. But this year, I think due to the Phoenix Comic-Con stuff with the guy trying to attack police with weapons, this year they added metal detectors to the main 2 entrances of the convention center, and they were
doing bag checks.
They were doing bag checks as well, and they made in both entrances the lines. I think people were waiting 4 to 6 hours just to get into the convention center, not the tickets, but just to. They already have their ticket and badge, and they are waiting that long to just get into the con.
Oh, I didn't realize it was just to get into the con even.
Yeah. So there was the ticket line, and that was separate, and then there was the con line that wrapped all the way around the Staples Center and like looped in on itself, and then like went. It was crazy
though, because you could find other entrances and get in relatively quickly.
Yeah, Kevin and I went in the back. It was like a back way. It was like a back side entrance, and there was no security. We just walked right in, and people were waiting for hours. It was crazy. I felt
the
bad.
whole entrance and exit thing was so confusing to me this year. I don't know how it normally is since this was my first one, but especially exits. I feel like I would like learn where I should exit the building, and then the next time I would try to exit, they would change it like, no, you can't exit this way anymore.
It's not normally like that. Usually you can enter and exit wherever you please. Like, we've never been like told years before, we've never been told to like, oh, you can't exit this way, please exit on this other side door or something like that. Like, it's always just been like in out. So yeah, this year was weird because they had like those like gates set up so you couldn't like enter or exit a certain way. And they had like the staircases taped off, which was really dumb because someone could just walk up and slap them down. Yeah. It wasn't even.
It was all.
I might have done that at one point.
Did you?
Well, they were okay. They were already slapped down. The tape was there, but they had already been kind of destroyed.
Yeah. That's how we got in.
That's how we got in because someone had already slapped it down, and Kevin and I were like, meh. But yeah, that was a really messy. I feel like Anime Expo does this every year. Like, they'll make a really big mistake and people will get really mad at them, and then they'll overcompensate for it next year and fix it and make it really good. But then they'll make a huge mistake in a totally different area. So like last year it was like the artist alley.
No, was that the printers that you're
No, that was
before?
the year before. Yeah. So like
Okay.
last year was the artist alley. They messed that up. It was in the garage. It was really narrow. It was hot. Like if you went down there, you would like insta sweat and all this stuff. And so everybody was like, "Yo, you guys got to fix it." And they fixed it. They did a good job with the artist alley this year. It was still in the garage, but it was way better. And
Yeah,
then
it
I was
makes
you
the
know,
gonna say,
aisles
I don't
wider.
remember feeling like it was overly hot or anything
no,
like that.
yeah, they really. I don't know if they changed anything or if in terms of the temperature, but they definitely fixed it this year. And years prior, like they used to not have coverings for lines, and people would pass out. So now they have coverings. So they always make like this one huge mistake every year, and it's always something different. And then they fix it, and then and then something else happens. It's every year, all the time.
Any predictions for 2018?
I don't know. I was thinking about that before we went to X. I was like, man, last year they really fucked up with the artist alley. And I was like, I wonder what's it going to be this year. I definitely would not have predicted that it would take people 4 hours just to get into the con.
I only saw one passed out person. in
Oh, we
line.
saw one passed out person on day one waiting in line to get into
Oh
the con.
no.
Yeah.
But that
Like
was
the ambulance coming, everything.
yeah, the ambulance were there. There's always a passed out person at AX.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
Drink water at cons.
I know it's seriously. But I had never seen that at any other like hot temperatured cons. It's always at AX. I think people get excited.
Where people come to it.
Yeah,
not
they come to it
adjusted
not
for it.
not expecting the way. I don't know. I mean, it was thankfully this year it wasn't too hot. Compared to years prior, it was like high 70s, low 80s.
Yeah, it's the coolest one.
Yeah, so it wasn't. It could have been way worse, but yeah, people really need to bring their water bottles with them. Especially the hotel you and I stayed at, Laura, or we all stayed at, had free water bottles. So
Oh, they did?
in the rooms they gave you mini water bottles.
2 mini ones.
Oh, right.
I mean, it's not great, but it's something. Free, or you can always just tap water, I guess. Yeah. So, well, I'm glad you had a successful AX though. I was worried. I was like, I don't want her to think it's horrible.
Oh no, I'm definitely, if I can make it next year, I'm definitely going to.
Yay! Yeah, it was fun. And I'm glad we all got to hang out as well, so that was fun too.
Yeah, we did.
So, other than AX, last week we talked about the simplicity pattern kind of drama stuff. I don't know if you guys remember that with the hat that the Lolita girl. So Kimi Dori Cosplay emailed me this morning. You guys should follow her if you don't. And she had just listened to the podcast, and she had a little thing to add about the quote, like stealing of the hat and making a pattern from it. She said, I guess I'll just read it all, because I think if I chunk it out, it's gonna be weird. She said, my understanding is that in the fashion industry, it's fairly common practice for brands to take apart existing designs in order to modify/create their own versions of popular trends. According to others, that's just the reality of having your product on the market and available to both consumers and rival companies. I think the difference here, though, is that if Simplicity were a clothing brand that simply sold a knockoff version of said Lolita items, it would have been considered common practice. The reason for the rage is that Simplicity essentially made money off of selling blueprints of the popular items to a niche group that can effectively sew, thereby taking away business from the original designers. Especially for some of these more complicated patterns, it feels as though someone just stole a mom-and-pop shop secret family recipe and published it in a recipe book. Because as a consumer, why spend money on the food if it's easy/cheap enough to make it yourself? I think we didn't really bring up that aspect of it when we spoke about it last time. And I think she makes a really good point, like kind of with the food analogy, like if you have the top secret recipe to like your favorite like restaurant or something and you can make it at home, why would you go back to the restaurant almost, especially if it's like way cheaper. So why spend, I think the hat was $30. Why spend $30 on a hat when you could buy the pattern on sale at Joann's for $2 and the fabric for, you know, 10 or something.
There's still labor costs and things like that associated with it, right? I mean, I can see that argument, but I mean, fabric costs and the time you're going to take to make it, that's $30 right there. Easy.
Yeah. But then you could make it over and over again for, like, your friends. You know what I mean? The pattern cost is a one-time
Yeah, I guess.
cost.
But yeah.
That's true, but I think that if you're someone who would buy a pattern for something like that, then maybe you wouldn't be as inclined to
buy the product itself.
buy the product anyway. There are some things that, you know, I could make myself, but I don't feel the need to, or I don't, you know, feel excited about making it. So
Yeah.
then I'll buy it. Like, I could make a school uniform cosplay, but it's not interesting to me. So if I want to do one of those, then I'll probably just order it on Taobao or something,
You're right.
you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can see both sides, but I feel like a lot of people, like, if they were going to make it, then they would have found a way anyway.
Sure, like trying to figure it out themselves.
It depends on how complex the pattern is, though. You know, like if it's something that was really difficult to figure out, and then maybe people are like, well, you know, now that I can see how to make it, then I'll go ahead and just buy the pattern and do it myself. Whereas maybe, you know, they would have bought it because it was too complex for them to just, you know, deconstruct in their mind.
I think that's what Kimi Dori was saying. I think she was saying on the more difficult ones.
Yeah, that I totally get.
Yeah, because especially if you want it, you don't want to take the time to figure it out.
Sometimes that's the longest part, is just
It's
figuring out how to make it.
Yeah, reversing it. Yeah. So no, I think she brought up a good point, because we kind of were more cut and dry about it, I think, and thinking of it more as like a fashion case and not as a pattern case.
Right.
In a way. Yeah. But I just wanted to read her email. I thought it was very interesting and brought up a good point, because I definitely if I can find a secret recipe to my favorite restaurant, I'm gonna make it. So.
If you can.
If I can, yeah, if it's available. So I definitely see that. Also, we all know Otakon, which is a very large East Coast convention. It's about to happen. I think it happens in early August, so it's starting soon. Last night, they posted an alert on their website and all their social media, and I will read it to you because I thought it was kind of funny. It says, "It has come to our attention that an outside party has set up a pirate housing website, Otakon2017.org. This website was in no way associated with Otakon or Otacorp Inc., our exclusive and official housing provider. We have taken all efforts to shut down the site as soon as we found out, but we cannot determine if any reservations were taken, if reservations through this site will be honored, or if... Sorry. We cannot determine if any reservations were taken, if reservations through the site will be honored, or what may have happened to any information that they may have gathered. If you did not receive a confirmation email that looks like the one at the end of this message, or if you have any doubts on your reservation's validity, please contact us immediately at blank. We are very sorry that this happened, but we're glad we caught it. Our members are important to us because we are also fans, blah, 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 blah." So someone set up a fake Otakon website, took people's information for housing. And I don't know how long that was up. It was, I saw this last night, and it was down when I checked on it. So they took the site down really quickly. But I'm curious. Hopefully nobody did give their personal information to that website. It's kind of scary.
It is.
Because it's a .org, so it looks a little more official, I guess. And I wish I could have seen it, because I assume they copied the layout.
Can't. I want you to load it up in Wayback Machine.
You think Wayback took a screenshot of it?
Wayback usually is pretty good about it.
All right, I gotta look something up on my computer.
But yeah, I mean, it's not that hard to buy a domain. Like, I'm pretty sure if I wanted to, I could buy Anime Expo 2018 bookings.com.
Yeah, no, it's not. Buying the domain's not hard. It's how valid did it look?
Yeah. type.
And was that the only function on that site? That's so bizarre.
Yeah, it said they were copying the housing. Yeah, it doesn't have,
Okay.
it's too new. I
Let
think
me-
I think it was only I think it was up very shortly. And I don't know who found it and who alerted them. They didn't really I was kind of bummed it wasn't up anymore because I just wanted to see it. But
What's it called again?
OdaCon2017.org.
OdaCon
So
2017.
yeah.
2017. What?
.org.
That's it?
Yep.
No, that's not bad.
I know. I'm surprised they got OdaCon2017.org. Like, I feel like some places, like the big cons, need to kind of buy out like the websites associated. I don't know.
You would think.
Yeah, because I know like like video game companies do that, like or they started to. I don't know this person personally, but I heard of this guy that bought like Final Fantasy 12 or 13 or something at one point because he did it like way back when and knew Final Fantasy was probably going to keep going to these numbers, so he bought it.
Wow.
And then made them buy it from him. So I wonder, yeah, I don't know. Stop trying to, I don't,
I'm sorry.
why
I'm
are people,
curious now.
no, I'm not talking to you. I was talking to Otakon. Kevin's trying to see if he can find the website, but
Yeah.
it's,
Even Google Cache is dumped on it.
because I don't think it was up that long,
Yeah.
but always double check, I guess, your sources. Make sure that the web address is matching, what the official Facebook or the official website's giving you, not yeah.
I wonder how they were spreading that because I'm assuming that people weren't just randomly stumbling upon it. Was there like a fake social media that was putting out that link?
That's a good question, actually. Yeah, like how, if people were finding it, how were they finding it? Like, did they hack into like Otacon's like main website and redirect it? Because nobody on these status updates, which actually surprised me, nobody commented on any of them. They shared it. It's shared like 200 times, but there's 0 comments. So either Otacon's deleting them or I don't know. But usually people are pretty like chatty about this kind of stuff.
What if this was all just made up by Otakon to get people to talk about Otakon?
Oh my god, it totally is. We're giving them free advertisement right now.
I knew it.
They're not getting the ticket sales they wanted this year.
Otacon2017.org is owned by a person that lives in the middle of India. So I don't doubt it.
The web
that it's
address
fake.
is an Indian web address.
No, it's registered to a person that lives in India. We have their email address if you want to call them and talk to them, and their phone
Hello,
number.
I'm doing a piece about Otakon. Why did you make a fake Otakon website?
I mean, they put stats and everything, so I can't find a screenshot. But Google has the text cached, so it talks. It's like Otakon is $30,000 or 30,000 people. Blah blah blah.
So they were copying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so weird to me. Well, and it's also weird because, like I said, Otacon's in like a month, and I think a lot of the housing is probably taken. So it's weird that they would set it up so close to the con and be like, get a hotel. I don't know.
You're right.
Maybe they were trying to cash in on those people who were trying to last minute get hotels.
Right, and they were
maybe
so
not
desperate.
paying as close of attention.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I mean, nobody said anything, so I can't vouch for this, but I hope nobody felt or was a victim to that.
And if you are, you most likely paid with a credit card, and you can cancel it. So
yes.
Call your credit card
Speaking of
company.
that, I mean, going back to AX, the people that only had single day badges for day one, a lot of them couldn't even get in before the exhibition hall or artist alley closed because they both close at 6. So a lot of them got in like right before 6 or right after 6, and they wanted refunds for the day because that was like the one day they could go. And Anime Expo doesn't do refunds, so a lot of people were doing chargebacks. But yeah, but I guess doing a chargeback, because Anime Expo goes through Eventbrite with their tickets, which is like a third-party company. And I guess if you do a chargeback, Eventbrite will like ban you from Eventbrite. So that was a whole situation.
Yeah, but
I mean, you could just probably use a different email.
I was gonna say just make
I don't
a new
think
email
they can
address.
like know who you are every time.
Yeah, I doubt they have that kind of power. So,
But I'm curious how many people actually went through it, but a lot of people were claiming they were going to do a chargeback because they couldn't even experience the con, basically. So.
I mean, I would if I only had a 1-day badge.
Yeah, if I only had a 1-day badge, I'd be really upset.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's you didn't get to do anything. You stood in line for half your day.
Yeah, and then you didn't, because a lot of people do go for the exhibition hall and artist alley. Like that's like the main. I know it is. That's a huge chunk for me personally. So
Same for me. I was there to shop.
exactly, and you don't. Yeah, and you can. Yeah, like you see things you don't normally see, especially in the artist alley. Like a lot of I'm discovering, sadly, I took a lot of business cards. A lot of them don't sell their stuff online. They only sell at cons.
Right.
So it's a bummer if you were looking forward to seeing somebody. It's a bummer for me who wanted to buy stuff post-con. So
if you need business coaching, contact us. No, just kidding.
I was so bad. I grabbed all these business cards. I had like 10, and only like 2 out of the 10 people sell stuff online. And I'm like, come on, sell me your prints. I'll buy them. Money. Cash. Here.
Should have bought them at AX.
Cash.
I know. I guess that's a good way to also sell though, because it's like only at AX. You know, like this is it. You better buy it.
But we need a 36 by 48 of this, and you don't bring that with you.
I know. I know. And I don't want to buy one of those like Blick like poster tubes.
And fly on the plane with the poster
And
tube.
fly on the plane and like just have the tube, and then probably lose the tube and have to buy another one next year. Because how did you get your prints home, Laura? Did you just pack them really carefully?
Yeah, I took a risk and I just packed them carefully in my suitcase. I have one of those hard suitcases.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I just had it in the bottom, and I just laid a bunch of like flat stuff on top of it, and they all came back fine. But I really don't like doing that, and I think next year I'll probably end up bringing a tube.
Yeah, yeah. That's obviously the safest way. I know. I was like, we ended up I bought some clothes and then some small things, so it didn't really matter. But I get really close to buying prints, and then I never commit because of that. We don't have a hard case; we have a soft case, so it would get annihilated immediately. Yeah. So. Anyways, that's all I got this week, yo. Or do you have something? You got it?
Well, apparently this is just something that the two of us, Holly and I, have issues with.
Oh, no, because Laura likes them, too.
Yeah, I know.
We talked to her about it, though.
Well, she likes them.
Oh, yeah.
We are not.
We're just alone, and that's
We're
okay.
alone, exactly. So, and to fill those in, so this year's hot item...
in the artist
alley.
What was it last year? I'd say last year's hot item in the artist alley was holographic prints and stickers, where they have that like dimensional, like sparkly.
Maybe I don't remember.
I remember that last year. Everybody had like sparkle, and this year it wasn't as big.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So this year were the acrylic charms.
I love charms.
Yeah, Laura loves them.
Everybody had them.
I don't not love them. I just don't have a place to put them.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll ask you, Laura. Where do you put your charms?
I have a cork board over my computer that I have miscellaneous charms on. I also have an Ida bag for my Kristoff from Yuri on Ice, all of my Kristoff merch. And I'll probably start another Ida bag or two just because I apparently cannot resist charms of my favorite characters.
Did you feel like there was an influx this year?
Well, I wasn't at AX last year, but just in general,
I guess I mean
in Artist Alley?
in artist alleys in general,
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like there's been so much of an influx. I feel like it's kind of normal.
Is it okay?
Maybe it's because we haven't been to an actual con this year.
Yeah, AX was the only con we went to this year. I'm trying to... I guess I just don't pay attention. I felt like... And it might have been because Kevin and I were looking for something we were looking for stickers. And charms are really close to stickers. So, like, every time we'd pull up to a booth, I'd be like, hey, you got any stickers? And they'd be like, just charms, like, every time. And I'm like, hey, stickers?
Well, I mean, the charms are basically double-sided stickers
sticker.
that are stuck to the back of a piece of acrylic. And I'm like, damn it, you have this already. Just give me what I want.
Just make it a sticker.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice too many booths selling stickers this year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right. It's I felt like the stickeriness was a lot less than last year, and I think it's because more people were focusing on charms, because I think charms are popular, and so it makes sense from like a business standpoint to me, like because people. I mean, we saw people buying charms like at every booth. It was like everywhere. I just felt like it was more this year, and I don't know why.
I mean, we had the discussion. Are we wrong, or is everybody else wrong?
I don't know. But it's probably just me. I noticed this year there was also, you probably saw them too, Laura, the little character pillows.
Oh yeah.
I've never
with the iron-on
really
prints.
seen that before.
I've seen it at a few cons before, but I saw a lot more than I normally see at AX this year.
It's like a, not really as, like Kevin's like an iron-on
image on a small plushie that's about pillow. The right size.
Yeah, a little pillow.
Right. Yeah.
Not quite a plush, not quite a pillow.
Yeah.
They were it's like plush size, but shaped like a pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It was interesting. I don't know. There are definite fads every year in the Artist Alley, and I enjoy seeing what they are, because I'm always like way out of the loop, and I'm always like, huh? What's happening?
We need to find the message board that everybody hangs out on and just figure it out, because
I
I'm
found
sure.
a Tumblr.
Oh.
It's called How to Be a Con Artist.
Oh.
It's a great
order
name.
Everything off Alibaba, right? Like, I need 50 pillows, this with this image ironed on.
Yeah.
And then some pores.
That's how you make money, man.
I guess.
What?
No, I'm just thinking.
That's how cosplay wigs got started.
I know.
Was China.
Now we need to do a crappy Kickstarter video and say, we like this, and then we made it in America. I don't know. Kevin always gets so mad when he can recognize something from like Alibaba. And he's like, they just bought that off Alibaba, and they're just selling it to me for 10 times the cost. And I'm like, that's what America was made on, Kevin. But yeah, so we'll have to go back to AX next year and see what the fad is, because I felt like it was charms this year, but I want to see if it continues. Yep.
I have an OG charm before acrylic charms were, and everybody just made laminate charms.
Oh yeah.
A laminate charm of a
fairy tale
of a reborn character.
Oh, reborn.
Anyways, is that all you got, Kev?
That's all I got.
That's all you got with your thing. All right. Anyways, Laura, thank you so much for coming on again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was fun. And I'm glad you had fun at AX. So hopefully we can all go back next year.
Yes, hopefully.
They also, I'm just going to add this again. I think they need to put a cap on tickets. I think it's at its maximum now. I think they need to.
Or improve their efficiencies.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to the 88th episode of the Elite Cosplay Podcast. If you're in the Bay Area, go to elitecosplay.com/Bay 2017. That's BAY 2017. We have a couple spots left for photo shoots. We'll be there in mid-August, so you should totally email us about it. All right. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.